I give you a little help on your project one guidelines, and let's take a look at this. This is all the stuff you have to submit for Module 5. We're moving into Module 5 this week. So you're supposed to design a game, and they give you the instructions here. It's a dragon text game, and they gave you an example storyboard and supporting materials to take a look at. So they want you to create pseudocode, or it says or, not and. So pseudocode or a flow chart that logically outlines the steps. What I'm going to show you sort of does both. It gives you sort of a map of the game, which would be sort of like your flow, and then it has pseudocode as well. So what I've done for you, I pulled out an old book that I read back in 1968 when I was a teenager. And I had trouble finding this book to get a copy of my own. I read it in the high school library at that time, and I always remembered it. It was a great story, and I couldn't remember the title or the author or anything, but I finally found it. It's The Haunted Stars by Edmund Hamilton, and it was published in 1960. So this morning I went into ChatGPT and I asked it to come up with a game scenario based on the book. I was very surprised when it immediately came back with obvious knowledge of the story in the book. And the book's been out of print for years, but if you can find it, I highly recommend it. So anyway, I've been, it's, what is it, after 2, it's almost 3 in the afternoon now. I've been fleshing this out since about 10 o'clock this morning. So I'm going to give it to you as a guideline for what to do, what to submit for this project. I think it'll help you. It's a little more complicated than the game you have to storyboard, but better, more complicated than less. That way, I'm giving you more to pick from, so you can just take whatever ideas you need from what I'm going to give you. So let's, so this is your assignment, so I'm sure you've seen this, so let's take a look at my stuff. Okay, let's look at the slides first. Now, I haven't put these into PowerPoint yet for you, but that's what the expectation would be, that you would do something like this with a set of PowerPoint slides. And maybe before I actually publish this for you, I'll put these into PowerPoint. But if not, it's easy to do. Just create slides in PowerPoint and copy these onto it. Of course, you would want to take slide 1 : off of the title of slide 1 probably, and so on. But these slides are fairly spare, which is good. You don't want a lot of information on a slide, just talking points. But now these slides are backed up by the storyboard document. So Storyboard, the Haunted Stars adventure game, um, inspired by Edmund Hamilton's 1960 book, The Haunted Stars. The game places the player in the role of a linguist who's going to decipher an ancient alien language found on some spherical recordings on the moon. Um, it sounds crazy, but it's really a good book. So I won't read all this to you. I'm going to give it to you so you can read it. And then here's a synopsis of the book. This is just a theme and storyline here, but here you have a little more info about the book, plus the reference. The book's out of print, but you can find it. So continuing with our storyboard, we have the rooms in the game, and I'm sure your dragon game has rooms in it too. I believe you have to go, the player has to navigate into different rooms and collect certain artifacts before it faces the dragon. It's a very similar concept. But to me, this is a more interesting game. But I think you need to stick with the dragon game anyway. But just take whatever ideas you need from this. So we have the items. So we have the rooms. We have the items you have to collect. There's 6 of them. And just like in your dragon game, if you go into the final room without all 6 of these artifacts, you automatically lose. Or if you get captured by the villain on the way, then you lose. And here are the win conditions, the loss conditions, the storyboard map. So we start out on a lunar research base on the moon. Ancient ruins, derelict ship, lost alien city, orbital station, underground archive, forbidden planet surface. And then the phases of the game. Now with this game, it has a couple of phases. In the first phase, if you don't lose by getting captured or entering the room prematurely without all the artifacts, then you proceed to phase 2, and you can build the ship to go to the home planet, and then when you get to the home planet, you have certain secrets to uncover, and then you win the game. So here's the pseudocode for the player's movements. So if you, the player inputs whether he or she wants to move north, south, east, or west, and you know which direction the next room is in, or any room for that matter. They could certainly, the player could certainly enter the wrong, enter in any room in any order, I imagine, except of course for the final room. You don't want to enter that until you've been everywhere else, because you have to go into specific rooms to collect specific artifacts, and so you don't want to enter the final chamber until you've been everywhere else. And so this is your pseudocode logic for movement. Let's see, does it mention... Yes. So you have to have collected all the artifacts. So that's basically the kind of thing you need to do. You need to make some pseudocode, draft your pseudocode for the game logic, and then storyboard it. Give the scenario for the game, the premise, the scenario, the storyboard, itemize any, if there are multiple phases in the game, you want to itemize that. Then you want a storyboard map. I would definitely not recommend just doing a flow without the pseudocode. I would break it up into pseudocode and a map like this. Now, if you do combine the flow and the pseudocode, since it says you can do that, I'm certainly not going to take away any credit. But just be sure that it's heavily commented with something, basically pseudocode. Your flow diagram. It can't be too sparse. So win and loss conditions, the villain, in your case it'll be the dragon, I'm sure. The items that you need to collect, the rooms you need to go into, and then at the top, the theme and storyline. So that's what you need to do, and it looks like a lot of fun. I did it this morning and this afternoon for an example game for you. So it's a lot of fun. I hope you have a good week and just enjoy it. I'll see you next week.